Welcome back to The Betrayed. I'm Gina.
This is Drew.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing, commenting, and leaving reviews on our Apple podcast. We really appreciate it. It means a lot, and I really like seeing the feedback from you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I love seeing all the comments and interaction.
How are you doing today, Drew?
I'm good. There's better days, but I'm doing good overall. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I actually been looking at goats for the new house.
How much is that going to cost you?
I'm not sure. I haven't been looking at prices, just their cute faces. I want to just pick one. But everybody knows I love goats, and I'm looking forward to getting one at the new house. So yeah, if you have a goat, you should send me a picture of it because I would love to see that. We got a comment from someone in the Betrayed message box that I wanted to point out. They were, being very hateful and rude, and they were like, a podcast is going to do nothing. Go get a hobby. And it made me really laugh, and I wanted to point this out because it's kind of ironic that they messaged me from a fan account. And you know the singer Pink, right? Yeah. They were a fan account of Pink. And they're telling me I needed to get a hobby and that a podcast would do nothing. So I was I want to see if this is harsh or not, but I wrote back and I said, you have a fan account of someone who will never acknowledge you. You have 168 followers in like 3 years. Pink is a famous singer, and you're telling me I have no hobby? I was like, a podcast, like, we're actually helping people. We're actually, like, telling stories and stuff like that. And they wrote back and said, sorry, I thought you were a spam sex bot.
So they just...
It made me feel rude. It made me feel so rude. I was like, am I being harsh? I was like, but hey, you came at me first. I was like, if anything, podcasts are booming and they're doing great for people. It's another way of listening, and it's just, we talk about real things. We're not reality. We're not like drama or anything like that. But we do talk about real things. And
it's a pretty legit hobby.
Yeah, it just made me laugh. It made me laugh. So I would like to introduce our guest. He's a son, he's a brother, he's a father, he's a predator hunter, and a comedian. This guy can make anyone laugh. You know him from MTV's G's to Gents, or maybe he did a prank call for you, or just randomly popped up on your timeline on Facebook. He's hilarious, and I'd like to thank him for joining us, Shane Coyle.
Hello, dear. How are you? 1 second, dear. My grandson Shane will be right there. He's on the commode, dear. I like your voice, honey. It sounds very angelic, and the gentleman that speaks with you sounds very, well, I like your voice, honey. How are you, dear? Here's my grandson Shane.
Thank you, Grandma.
It's all right, dear.
All right, Grandma, what are you going to be doing for the rest of the night?
I'm going to be eating magic mushrooms, dear.
All right. You have a good night then.
Really
guys,
night.
What's up, man?
Hey.
Obviously, I do voices, and that's not my grandma.
That's just me, dear.
I do have my sister next to me, though. Jennifer. Jennifer, here, say hi.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? It's Jay. Oh, my goodness, it's Gina and Andrew. How are you? You guys are on the Apple Cast? Or is it Apple Pod? Or are you on an Apple? What?
On an apple.
Crazy.
On an apple.
Yeah, they're just all sitting on apples with me, Jennifer.
Oh, that's so cool.
Obviously, you know that's my voice as well. I talk to myself with my grandmother. Hello, dear, my sister.
Hi, honey. How are you?
And myself. So honestly, it's different doing podcasts as opposed to actual on video interviews, because people see you do the voices. But if we didn't say that I did voices, I don't think anybody would know. And I can have a full radio show with just myself. It's great, man.
Yeah, your prank calls are amazing.
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Yeah, they are amazing. Your voices are good, man. They always make me laugh.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Let me stick this other ear pod in my ear. I don't know. I have a problem with shoving things in my ears. Like, I always want to, like, I don't know about you, but I really enjoy shoving a Q-tip into my ear. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
Oh, yeah, that's a great relief.
Like when my mom My mom told me when I was a young kid not to put the Q-tip.
Sweetheart, do not put the Q-tips all the way into your ear canal.
I used to go to school looking like a little scumbag with dirt in my ears, just crowding my ears like it was like, I mean, just pouring out of my ears because my mother had me this big fear of blowing my eardrums out with Q-tips. So one day I decided to get, frisky and clean. And I decided to put the Q-tip all the way into my ear canal. And it was the best feeling in my life. It was like almost, well, I'm not going to use that annotation, but it really was. And sticking these ear pods in my ears, I have a problem with it because it's not like a Q-tip. You don't get the satisfaction. You have this double-sided suction cup that I'm pushing and pushing. I can't get it all the way in my ear. I don't know. Sorry. I need a
Yeah, they're
cotton now.
complicated. I totally get it.
It's kind of weird, you know?
Yep. I like cleaning
But,
my ears. It feels great.
Yeah, no, I do. Well, one time there was, now this was a horror story of Q-tips, and I remembered my mother saying,
Don't put the Q-tips into your ears, sweetheart.
well, I was just getting out of the shower. My cell phone was ringing. I had one Q-tip in one ear. I let it go and let it hang out of my ear. And I started cleaning the other one, and I let that one hang out of my ear because my phone's ringing. I pick up the phone, and I slam it into the Q-tip, and yeah, that's the worst pain of your life.
You could
Oh.
almost
Q-tip went
damage
slamming into
eardrum.
my eardrum. Yeah, needless to say, I don't really like sticking things in my ears anymore, but I do like the phone. Yeah, that was a horror story, man.
The Q-tip horror story. I love that line.
Yeah, I almost slammed the cell phone onto the other ear because I'm like, hello, and I went to go put it on the other ear, and I realized I had a Q-tip hanging out of that ear too, and it was like, all right, you know
Oh.
what, forget it. Yeah, that would have been horrible.
It's like a double
Horrible.
lesson.
Yeah. I first
It's been
started
nuts.
watching you. It was about like, I think 2 years ago. I found you
Stalker?
through
I'm just kidding, through my window. Just kidding. Go ahead.
I found you through Boggin with Steve actually.
Yeah, Steve-O.
Yeah, he randomly popped up on my timeline and he was doing a prank call and pulled you in the box, and then you both were doing them back and forth.
Yeah,
it was-
well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was your turn though, and you were calling this guy, and the guy was laughing, and every time that he laughed like every few seconds when you were talking. It would sound like a salt shaker, like and so yeah, every time he did that, Boggin was in the other window going like this, like a
With the
salt
salt
shaker,
shaker
moving his
shaking,
hand
yeah.
up and down, shaking it, and doing the
Yeah.
salt shaker sign.
Yeah,
And
that's cool. I remember
was
that.
crying laughing, and I followed you, and I haven't missed a prank call since.
Man, well, you and I have been good friends ever since. I mean, honestly, you were a guru when it comes to video editing, and let's call a spade and give credit where credit is definitely diligent due. Gina Beck, you are by far one of the best, actually, if not the best, decoy I have ever watched. And I actually used to watch you, when I started the Ultimate Decoy and everybody was getting started with everything else, and you came on and you had your team going. Gina, let me tell you something. There are some videos that I have saved and I downloaded personally of yours that I've actually enlisted my people to watch to learn how to decoy. And I've actually learned a lot from you too. Your ability to enter the characteristics of a 13-year-old child is magnificent. It really is. And a lot of people don't realize when we're doing these ultimate decoy stuff and we're doing the predator hunting, when you're actually being the voice, it's a lot different than typing, obviously.
For sure.
The voice, you have tone, inflection of voice, which can give away 100%. If you're not good at what you do, like you are, and like I do with the female voice, if you're not good, the predators will catch on right away. You have to know the psychology of a predator. I know you've studied that, you've done courses, and that is what makes a successful movement. People like you, Gina, honestly, that I've watched you speak and talk to these predators, and I close my eyes. And that's what I do. Like, honestly, when I listen to myself and stuff, I'll close my eyes to air check myself and say, okay, well, I don't know any 13 or 14-year-old that's going to say,
Okay, sweetheart, how are you?
so I have to tone it down,
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's up? It's so lit.
You know what I mean? Switch it up. But I've actually closed my eyes and listened to you, Gina, and there is no doubt about it. When it comes to decoying as a 13 or 14 or 15-year-old female, you have that wrapped up in the bag and then some. And honestly, I commend you beyond belief, because every predator that you have ever decoyed, you have busted, which is a record in itself. And you have over 200 busts under your belt. So that is so amazing, for real.
I really, really appreciate that. It means a lot, because you sparked the fire in me to want to do it. You
Yeah, that's
made me
cool.
want to do it. I watched you do it, and I said, I can do this. Like, I can do it, and I can get these guys too. and I started, and I watched everything that you've done ever since I watched you the first day, and
Hell
I've
yeah,
learned a lot
man.
from you also, like the way that you, just your confidence, your
Hmm.
confidence, and then the way that you also talk to the guys too. Like everybody has their own way of how they talk to them, and we
Yeah.
all can learn a little something from each other. So I just, I grasped onto everything that you did, and I, did my own little twist to things too, and
Oh yeah,
I
for
just
sure. And you sparked it. You honestly, a lot of people like, in the beginning, and now everybody knows I don't sit there and claim, oh, I started predator hunting. Hell no, I didn't start it, man. You had Pop Squad that was doing their thing, and they do their thing a certain way. And I'm not knocking Pop Squad at all, but I'm not sitting here saying that they're the best, and I'm not saying that like there's no gauge with me. Like I'm not going to gauge any team and say, well, they're the best and they're not good, and they're because unfortunately there is a variable of rating on all teams. There are some teams that are and I keep it to myself, you know what I mean? Because the
for sure.
politics involved is just horrendous. But
Yeah.
there are some teams that are out there that are just really not belonging to be doing it at all. I mean, there are some, and I'm not saying Pop Squad. He's definitely somebody that's very interesting, very watchable, and very, very effective. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
But I didn't start the predator hunting. I kicked it off on Facebook beyond belief. And all the teams that you see now were at one point in time followers of mine, which is great. And that's a blessing. I think I was a little egotistical in the beginning when I was like, I want to start an ultimate decoy in every city, in every state, like pretty much telling them they got to name their thing the ultimate decoy. And then I had haters, the ultimate decoy on Sex Mountain and this, in Vernon, New Jersey, and this one. And it was just like, all right, man, forget I said, hey, the ultimate decoy. And then we had, Hunted and Confronted. You had TAP, Truckers Against Predators. You had OPP, Oklahoma Predator Prevention. You had SMAP, Southern Mothers Against Predators. You have, I mean, there's so many different teams that it's absolutely horrendous. You know what I mean? It's
So
horrendous in a
many.
good way. It's not
Yeah.
chaotic. It's not intense. It's actually, it's amazing because the amount of predators, if you took every one of us, every child predator hunter team, and put us all in the same room, we'd fill a banquet hall, number one. And number two, the amount of predators that we have exposed would triple that banquet room beyond belief. You know what I mean? And
For sure.
it's a blessing to know that. It's just unfortunate that we're not a recognized actual government or legislative position to where, like Dog the Bounty Hunter and bounty hunters all around, they're recognized, they have badges, they have rights, they have laws, and they have the guidelines that they have to abide by. If legislation would just take predator hunting to a serious level, it would take away from any of the anarchy and chaos that's going on, and it would put it into a professionalism light that is so bright, shine bright, that predators would be blinded before we even came. And that's what I think single-handedly we all try to do. But at the same token, we can't change the minds of legislation. Only the people can, in large groups and large mass amounts. And that's really what the movement is about. It's about the awareness and the exposure, getting these communities to come together to get these predators off the streets. Because when you have 1,000 people calling the police station saying they just seen the school teacher that was busted by a predator hunter on their screen, they're going to go and press some charges and they're going to do something. You know what I mean? Like I did
Oh,
with
yeah.
the guy that I just my last bust. Convince that scumbag. Excuse me, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you can
Absolutely,
say
you say
anything you
whatever you
want.
want.
That scumbag. I'll say it again. And scumbag again.
Scumbag.
You don't say it.
Okay.
I think what I did with him, I had to show and set a new bar for the movement, not in an egotistical nature, but in an informative nature and in a nature that is possible and pliable to all teams. If you can get in these predators' heads to the point where you let them recognize what they're doing rather than being aggressive, and don't get me wrong, I'm still aggressive and I'm still going to throw my little kicks, innuendos in there, make them wear pedophile hats and blow them in the face with whipped cream pies and, get them to get tattoos.
Pedo pie.
But the pedo pie was one of my favorites. But
Tattoo is my favorite.
Oh, the
that's
tattoo is
epic, man. And if anybody's wondering what we're talking about, I exposed a child predator by the name of Guy. His name was Guy, and I think it's probably the stupidest name I've ever heard in my life. I'm glad my mom didn't name me Guy. I'd rather be named Girl. But the guy's name is Guy, and I busted this truck driving child predator. He came down all the way from God knows where to basically kidnap a 15-year-old girl. And he's one of these sick pedophiles that they're so sick in the mind and demented that he was telling me I love you, thinking I'm a 15-year-old girl. So what I did, I took his love to new heights and I made him, profess his love to me in a certain way. So I was like, it went like this. The predator is, I hate imitating predator voices, but he's like, Hey, sweetheart, I really, really want you to know I love you. I love you so much.
Like, for real? Like, how do you know you love me? And how do you prove it?
Well, I don't know. What do you want me to do? I'll prove it any way you want.
Okay, cool. I have an idea.
What's that?
Why don't you get my name tattooed on your arm before you come see me?
I'll do it.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
All right.
What's your name? Now this pervert's already saying I love you to the predator. I mean, to the little girl, and doesn't even know her name.
So, my real name is Jennifer, but my friends call me Tud.
What's that stand for? Tud.
Oh, it's like totally, utterly dolly.
Uh,
You said you were going to do it. Are you going to do it?
yeah, I'll get it tattooed. Why not? I love you.
All right, cool. We'll see each other soon.
So this predator, and I'm doing this just for your people listening, this child predator, thinking that my name is Tud, went and got a tattoo, T-U-D, on his arm, and in all reality, it doesn't mean,
Totally, utterly dolly.
it means the ultimate decoy. And he's branded for life, man. And that was a damn good one, man. That was.
Amazing. Amazing.
I like my monologue there, back and forth.
It was great. It was a good way for them to understand what happened, because that's
You don't want your
exactly.
listeners- yeah, your listeners. It's very important that number one, you guys got some great listeners and people that are listening to this podcast right now. It's real important for you guys to know out there that the awareness comes on all aspects. It's not just the biggest social media page. It's not the Instagram and the Messenger, and it's really things like this where you want to actually sit down and focus on the vocals that are happening, because things that are being said right now have saved children's lives and have raised parental awareness. Gina Beck has been a big part of it. Andrew's been a big part of it, and I'm still running circle, man. I'm still jumping around back and forth, and it's been really great. It really has.
I can definitely agree that you sparked the fire in a lot of people to want to do this. And like you said, oh, I might not have been the one who has started it. Like, there's been teams before you, but you for sure put it on. I think the Facebook has like the biggest shareability, and you put it on a platform, and you started it on a huge platform that was able to get shared like crazy. That's why it's so well known, and people are so following in your footsteps, because you have really put it out there. But that's also so amazing to me, because you really put it in people's heads that this is what's going on. I never knew of Pop Squad or anybody else doing it, and so you putting it in my head that this is going on. And then I even tried it. I tried it without a team. It was when Craigslist was still around. And I put an ad on Craigslist, and a cop came to my house because I made I made a status on Facebook putting some screenshots of just some of the things that I was getting. I was like, oh, this is sick. He thinks I'm young and blah, blah, blah. And people in the comments were like, take a bat to his head. And they were saying very vulgar things. And I wasn't in the comments saying, I'm going to do that, or hell yeah, I'm going to do that. I was not agreeing.
You were thinking it.
Of course, but I would not agree with them, right? And so a cop came to my house, and she's like, listen,
here's a bat, go do it. There's a lot of cops that feel real strongly. They're fathers and mothers too, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And she just asked me what was going on. I showed her the status, the messages, told her what I was doing. She goes, well, there's no law against doing this, but I just have to tell you the risks. And with you knowing the risks and then still doing it, if you get hurt or if anything happens, that's on you. And I was just like, okay. And I said, so
you're allowed to do it.
Yeah. Right? I was like, I can do it, right? And she's just like, just be safe. And she just had a look on her face like it was just weird, I guess. But I was like, this is a good way to see who's in my area. And even if even if I didn't have a team or anything like that, I was just curious. I just wanted to know. And then there's a website, the Watchdog's website, which we talk about, and I learned about that, and you can just
about the predators and your addresses and everything.
Put in your address.
Watchdog.
Yeah, or like if your kid takes a specific route to school or maybe to the grocery store or to a friend's house, you can put in like the address that's near that route or on that route.
Alternative.
Yeah, you can find alternative. That way your kid's not walking by a predator's house.
Which is awesome. And honestly, that is one of the biggest things that oh God, I saw a flashlight in my window, but it was just a car going by. God, speaking of cops, wait, hold on. I gotta get out of here now.
Sir, what are you doing in here?
That really, for me, at some point in time, you get to a high level of predators that you busted, and a high quantity, and you start realizing, okay, man, these cops aren't working with us. They're not, and granted, the cops themselves would love to come and shake down every predator we bust. Unfortunately, we live in a day and age where society no longer runs the government's. We have no say in what happens. I don't care about people saying, "Oh, well, your vote counts." I will tell you right now, I'm a firm believer in saying that your vote does not count, because you know what, Big Brother, Illuminati, all of these stories, the Masons and this and that, it's all true. It's all true. It's a game of chess that we do not have our hands in. We're like the board. They all just play on top of us. You know what I mean? We're not even pawns. We're not rooks. We're nothing when it comes to the government. And unfortunately, sex industry is such a huge, disgusting industry that people are in the government, and I'm not saying any specific branch of government, any chain of government, but they are making billions of dollars in the sex trafficking industry, and everybody's got their hand in it. Nobody is 100%. When it comes to government, you can't sit here and say, oh, well, the government's not corrupt. I mean, come on. When people say America, the home of the free, the land of the brave, maybe the latter end, yeah, we're brave, but we're not free. We do not make the decisions, the voting. I think it's all fixed. And this is just my opinion. I'll probably have a lot of people saying, oh, you son of a bitch, in socialism or whatever. I don't even know can't tell you the difference between a Republican or a Democrat. I can't. I have no idea. You know why? Because I've never voted. I've never voted because, number one, I know where my vote would count. If I really take the time to feel a certain way about an individual in power, then I'm trying to be in power myself by making that person power. And I know where my vote will count. When I go up to heaven or down to hell, then I'll be held accountable. Didn't you vote for Bush? Yeah, why? He's a scumbag. You're going to hell. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be held accountable for my votes, man. So I'm not voting. On top of that, I'm a felon, so I really couldn't for the longest time either. But, I mean, and don't get me wrong. I believe there are branches of government and chains and police departments and different government officials and city house representatives and council members and senators and mayors. And there are a lot of good ones. There are a lot of good ones out there that are doing it specifically because they're infatuated in some sick, twisted way with politics. But there's also that money, power, respect. Money, power, respect. Everything is running off of money, power, and respect. The NPRs. You know what I mean? And in all honesty, when you give someone too much money, what happens? They become powerful, and then they buy their respect. And honestly, I believe truly 100% that that's what's happening in our world today, in the United States of America. I think New Zealand is one of the biggest countries for less crime in the world or something, because I believe they legalized, I think it's New Zealand. You have to, don't quote me on it, but test me on it or check me on it. But I believe New Zealand is the only country in the world where all drugs are legal. Heroin, acid,
it's Portugal. It's Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah.
And what it did, okay, so you heard about this. What it did, it actually dropped down the number of addicts and the number of, because people are seeing that, okay, wow, it's a freedom of choice. And
it also dropped teen drug usage too, like tremendously.
Thank you. See, you know what you're talking about. See, I just blurt things out when I hear them in one ear. They never come out the other ear until I act like I know what I'm talking about. And then I get a guy like you that does know. And I'm like, yeah, I taught you that, right?
No, there's I think there are a couple other countries that have done full drug legalizations, but the best success story is Portugal.
Yeah, man, I've seen it. I think it was on Channel 1 or something. I don't know where I've seen it, but it was like, man, but America's so effed up. Our president would try to do that, and he'd be hooked on all the dope himself. And I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about everyone before him. I have nothing bad to say about Trump, and I'm not going to say that I only support Trump either, because then I'll have politicians and these all little rattle bastards going at me. Oh, he's a Trump supporter. No, I'm not. Oh, he hates Trump. No, I don't. He's a nobody. Leave him alone.
Yep. I just rather not talk about it and avoid the division.
Be held accountable. I don't want to be held accountable. If anybody, you guys mind if I give out my Facebook page too? If anybody ever has any questions,
of course.
Cool? Absolutely. Anything you want to throw out there, man.
I appreciate that, man.
We'll link everything in the description as well of where we post.
Yeah, that's badass for real. If anybody wants to ask me any questions or just chop it up with me, man. I'm a cool ass dude. Like I get down with everybody, man. My Facebook page is Shane Coyles. That's ShaneCoyles Prank Call Mafia. And I do prank calls and I do funny stuff too. I'm not just a guy that chases sex offenders around, which really I could do that all day long too. But
No,
if
Prank
you
Call
want,
Mafia is awesome. Everyone should check it out. If you need some laughs, you'll laugh. I guarantee it.
I'll tell you what, it's up to you, but I could bang out a prank call real quick before my phone dies if you want.
For sure, we would love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know you
man.
guys have a schedule that you're following, but I know mine's at 5%. I'd hate like hell for it to die.
For sure, go for it. We'd love to hear a prank call, and I know the listeners would too. And this will just this should guide you to his page. Go listen to more for sure. Go find him. I promise you, 100% you will laugh. If you don't, you can come for me.
There you go.
If you come for Gina, you got to deal with me though. So
I will hunt you down and I will find you. All right, so I'm just gonna, and I'm the Eminem of prank calls. I'm the freestyle prank call person that literally everything's off the top of my head. I never think them out. I never write things down like a lot of comedians do. I'm an SOP comedian too, seat of the pants, not to be confused with an SOB, son of a, well, you know. I freestyle all of them, and I have a call that I normally do. It's gone viral one time, which is awesome, over 1 million views. It's called corporate calling. And what I do is I contact a restaurant of my choice, usually my favorite one, and I will call them up and have them believe that I'm actually a member of their management team. I'll show you. It's kind of like this.
Hi, this is Jennifer Adelia from Denny's Corporate 1614. How are you?
And then their employees think that they're talking to their boss, and I get them to put customers on the line. Well, you know what? Enough talk. Let's do it. Here we go. Ready? Let's see. Hey, Gina, you're in what state?
Washington.
Oh, good. Perfect. Government official state. Sounds kind of like Tone Loc, right? Let's do it. Working all day, not a dime for my money. Yeah. Oh, all right. Here we go. And so this will be, yeah, we'll call this one. Here we go. Chances are I might have called this one already because I've called every Denny's known to man. Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Come on, you know.
Thank you for
Hi.
Denny's on
Hey.
Blakesburg Road. Pick up order.
Okay, number one, how are you, sweetheart? It's Jennifer Adelia from Denny's Corporate 1614. Who am I speaking to?
Excuse me?
I said, this is Jennifer Adelia from Denny's Corporate 1614. Am I speaking to my manager or is this one of my waiters?
Okay, this isn't Denny's Corporate.
Okay, you're not Denny's.
Oh, we must have already gotten this before. In fact, I should have known better when you said
are
Washington. I think I hit every single one of them up. Here, let's try
You
just
are
a
not
different
Denny's
store.
corporate.
Yeah. His voice sounds familiar too. Hold on,
It
let's
does.
try it. Let's just try all together a total different restaurant. Friday.
Okay.
All right, let's go for okay, and here we go. We're just gonna
Didn't-
try this one here.
Didn't you call the White House once?
Yes. Oh God. Almost got arrested.
Thank you for calling.
Hi,
Breakfast Concept.
hey,
This is Michelle
sweetheart.
speaking. How-
Yes. Hey, it's Jennifer Adelia from Friday's Corporate 1614. Who am I speaking to real quick?
My name is Michelle.
Okay, hey, Michelle, it's Jennifer Adelia. I don't believe I've had the pleasure of rubbing you. Have we met or no?
No, we have not.
Okay, not a problem, sweetheart. I'm on my way down there. I do have Chaz Ingleson from Friday's Corporate on the phone as well. Chaz, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, how are you, dear? It's Chaz Ingleson, 1614. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing okay. I'll let Jennifer take it from here. I'm just recording for her. But she's in training. Go
Okay.
ahead, Jennifer.
Okay, sweetheart, number one, I'm on my way in there. My GPS says about 11 minutes away. I'm bringing D6149 forms, which are basically just customer surveys. How many, do we have like a nice queue, like a large amount of customers there, or how's our business, our flow, our paso?
Right now, we're actually we've been pretty steady all night. So
Good,
there's quite a
wonderful,
bit of people here tonight.
wonderful. And tell me your name again.
My name is Michelle.
Okay, good. Michelle, this is what I want to do. Chaz, do you want me to actually do the survey?
Yeah, go ahead, just so I have it. This way I could use your voice training other management.
Okay, you said Michelle, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Michelle, what we're doing is we're bringing down the D6149 forms, and it's just 3 simple questions that every waiter or waitress will have on a piece of paper that they give each table. When the table answers them, they get $5 off their meal. And what it does is it's basic questions that say, what do you feel about our food? What do you feel about our cleanliness? And what do you feel about our customer service? Of course, first and foremost. What Chaz is asking me to do is you can pick any customer of your choice, dear, and I'll be there in about 9 minutes. I will give it to them off of their meal, the $5. But I would like to just ask that you could just let them know that you do have Jennifer Adelia from corporate on the phone. And if they participate in a quick 3-question survey, they will receive $5 off their meal. And it's for our recording.
Okay.
Yeah, just any customer of your choice, you choose. It doesn't matter who.
Okay, so you want me to put them on the phone?
Yes, yes, and just be very polite. And, obviously just if they're in the middle of eating, you might not want to just say, hey, take the phone. But yeah, any customer of your choice, dear.
Absolutely. So I'm going to place you on a brief hold while I go get a customer.
Sure.
Okay?
Thank you, sweetheart. She is a doll.
Yeah, she's very good.
One moment, please.
Go ahead. Great job.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Chaz, you want to meet your recording, right, Chaz?
Yeah, I'm recording. Jennifer, I said that 3 times ago. I mean, you're ignorant.
Okay, there's no reason to be rude.
I just don't like you.
Okay, fine, whatever.
I don't like you.
Why do you say you don't like me yet you tried to sleep with me?
I was just trying to sleep, like literally, nothing more. I wanted to sleep next to you. I felt nurtured.
Okay, that's weird. That's just weird, but you don't like me.
You ever had that motherly nurturing feeling from someone else and you didn't want to screw them?
No, I didn't. I want to screw everyone.
Okay, well, screw it. Why not? You remind me of my mom.
Come on. What's the problem, bitch?
In a world where one man acts like it. Tonight on the WB.
La 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 la.
Shut up.
No. La 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 la.
Quiet.
Sorry. La 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 la.
Shut up.
Hey, Jesus.
Yeah, he's your God. My name is God. Autobots assemble. My name is Optimus Prime. In order for your world to exist, our world must die. No! No!
Did we lose Shane?
Yeah, his
No.
phone died.
I think it did.
I'll go grab you somebody.
Okay. Oh, yeah, if you can, if you don't mind. We're just going to ask him 3 simple questions.
All right, no worries. I'm going to throw you back on hold for just a second, though.
Okay, wonderful, sweetheart.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Because I can't plug the headphones in.
Yeah,
Is
we
it
hear
still-
you.
Is it okay? It's not echoing too much?
Not at all this time.
Good.
So, yeah, sorry, my phone died. Just naughty little whore.
He said
No,
naughty
they
little
put
whore.
our manager on the phone, and he just wanted to verify that it was corporate, and he did.
Hold on, I went and grabbed somebody. Here you go.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Hello?
Hi, who am I speaking to?
Hi, my name is Chelsea.
Aw, like Chelsea Clinton?
Kind of.
Oh, come on. But not a whore like her. I hate her. I'm sorry. I hate her. She's a vagabond whore. So anyway, how are you? My name is Jennifer Adelia from Friday's Corporate 16149. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, my name is Jennifer Adelia from Friday's Corporate 16149. How are you? Yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good. What we're doing is we're just doing a 3-part survey questionnaire. It's a questionnaire D6149 form, which basically we ask you a question, you answer it, we ask another and another, only 3, about our restaurant and about our service. And then when your answers are complete, you get $5 off your little hogwash meal.
Okay,
Sound good?
sure.
Okay. Well, what are you sticking in your mouth tonight? What are you having?
I'm having the Southern fried chicken sandwich,
Ooh,
buffalo style.
yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, my favorite. Put that all the way down your throat and love it, girl. Yeah, stick it down your throat. That is one of my favorite things, honestly. Um, I love it so much that I like to put it in my mouth and swallow it without chewing. So I do have Chaz Engelson on the phone. He is our Friday's corporate manager. Chaz, are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm still listening to you guys put things in your mouth and down your throat and say it again.
I'm not appropriate.
No. The customer. Tell me what you're doing again.
I'm eating the Southern fried chicken sandwich.
So you're putting it in your mouth, huh?
A little inappropriate.
No, she said it, not me.
Hey, all right. Are you still there, Chelsea?
I'm here.
All right. If you don't mind, can we settle down on the horror remarks?
Sure.
All right. Sorry. I'm very, very I'm irritated. I was a prostitute for 16 years. And when you start making annotations about being a prostitute, it's not exactly something I enjoy.
Well, why not? I enjoy it. No, don't be sorry. It's all right, honey. If you're a prostitute, it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. Don't listen to her.
No, I wasn't calling you Chelsea. I wasn't saying you're a prostitute, dear, but you were saying something about putting it in your mouth and swallowing it. It's just weird, you know?
No, you were the one that was saying that, but okay.
Oh, I was. You're right. Sorry, duh. So, okay, back to the questions. Number one, what do you feel about our food? Aside from the fact that you've already insinuated it was a penis, but what do you feel about it?
Nice. Oh, she hung up. I wonder why.
Oh,
God, man. Could you imagine you're eating your food, you're sitting there, and your waitress comes up, hey, corporate would like to ask you 3 survey questions, and you'll get $5 off, and you get me on the phone? Holy shit.
God, I wonder what. I wish I was there just to see the aftermath of all that.
Well, see, that's the other kicker. That's what I'm getting ready to start doing. I did it a long time ago. I did live on location pranks. I would have one of my followers go in and candidly be live on their page with the customer, with the store that I'm pranking, and I'd pull their picture up on my live, and you'd see the people's reactions as I prank them. Oh my God, it was great.
you did that with me once, but I wasn't able to show my side, but I told you what gas station I was at when we were.
I remember, man. Damn. Yeah, well, we're gonna have to do it again sometime, for real.
For
you guys
sure.
are great, man. I love hanging out with you guys, for real. I really do. And I'm sorry my phone died before. I talked so long that I have a 10-hour battery that dies, like unbelievably.
Something that you guys should know is that he does these facial expressions. So you have to go to his page and see his videos.
Yes.
Shane, can you mute yourself or put your headphones back in? Because we're getting echo again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It might kill the phone. Let me see here. Hold on.
Sorry about that.
No, hold on, sweetheart.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. All right, it's going to wind up dying. I got it 1%. Wait, guys. You guys there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, there we go. It might wind up dying, man, but I just want to say thank you for freaking having me on, like, for real. You guys have no idea.
For sure.
Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. There's
Hell yeah.
some other things that I wanted to talk about, but we should have a part 2 and have your phone charged next time.
I know, I'm sorry. Let's definitely do that. If you want, we can pick this up tomorrow during the day or anytime, whenever.
Yeah.
I think we should do a part 2. I think we should we can go ahead and pick it up tomorrow and follow up with a part 2. So if you guys want to see part 2, stay tuned, because we have a lot of other stuff that we want to talk about and we want to discuss with Shane about his future and his past and present. And I have some great questions that I know that you guys have as well. So in the description,
terrible answers.
In the description will be all of his social media links. Go follow his Instagram, go like his Facebook page, and make sure to go check out his YouTube too. And just, you will not be disappointed. No, just go follow.
You'll end up smiling for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you guys for real. Shane Coyle's Prank Call Mafia. Honestly, Gina, Andrew, it's been a pleasure being on with you guys. And I look forward to tomorrow racking this out. and getting the serious questions on.
For
It's
sure.
gonna make me cry tomorrow. Yeah, guys, tune in tomorrow if you want to hear them abuse me and make fun of my convict criminal record and how I was a drug addict. Yeah, let's go.
Not
It'll
at
be
all.
fun, man. It'll be really good. Honestly, 81 days in recovery, clean today.
That's
It feels
awesome,
amazing.
bro. Congrats, man.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome, bro.
Thank you guys for real. I appreciate you guys unbelievably.
We
He's
appreciate you,
very.
man.
There's something that I heard him say last night. You said that you were very versatile in what you do, right?
Yes.
And I have thought that for the longest time. So I would just like to say I am proud of you, and I'm proud of the accomplishments that you've made so far and that you're going to make. And you've pulled yourself out of a hole, and you
Hell
are
yeah.
just shining so bright. And I am super proud of you, and everybody should.
You should be proud of yourself too, man.
For real.
Everyone
That means
can
the world to
learn.
me.
Everyone can learn something from Shane Coyle. That's all I'll
Hell
say.
yeah. I'll tell you how to tie your shoes. Yeah, I love you guys, man. Thank you so much. I feel great now, honestly, and I love that. That's amazing. Gina, you got my cell number. Andrew, you guys call me, text me anytime you want, and I'll jump right back on here with you guys tomorrow, all right?
For sure.
man.
Thank you so much,
appreciated,
Shane.
bro.
All right. You got it. Love y'all, man.
Love you too,
Love you.
brother.
All right. Later, guys.
Hey everybody, we're back with Shane Coyle. This is part 2 of the first episode that we did. We just want to jump right in. And Shane, I wanted to ask you, are you planning on doing celebrity boxing?
But wait, I want an intro. In a world where one man comes on the radio twice. Tonight on the WB, Shane Coyle. No, let me just kidding. Celebrity boxing, I'll tell you what, Damon Feldman is a fucking. Can I curse?
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
You can say anything.
I'll do the cursing in pig Latin. Damon Feldman is an uckin fe uye enius J. That means he's a fucking genius. Anybody here speak pig Latin?
I don't speak it, but I understood what
Well,
you
here.
said.
I'll teach you real quick. Ukfe uye is fuck you. Now, it really is. This is pig Latin, and the best way I can teach it is just to say it. So ukfe uye other may uckerfe is fuck you motherfucker. And I don't mean that in a derogatory towards any of you. It's just the best way to teach you. So now if you want to say hello, it would be elo hey. It's really kind of awkward how it's really weird how I learned how to speak this. Actually, no, it's not. I wanted to curse my teacher off in 6th grade, and my buddy told me how. It's like, ukfe uye other may eat your tay. Uye ukfe. That means fuck you, motherfucker, teacher. You suck. But anyway, yeah, Damon Feldman is a genius. He really is. He's a genius who created celebrity boxing. I was fortunate enough to watch that little pint-sized pussy punk bagel boy bitch not show up.
Yeah.
And yeah, shit, I'll celebrity box anybody out there, anytime, anywhere, and I'll win.
I would love to see that.
That's my
For
answer.
sure. That's
I've got
awesome.
I got a background in a legit style called beat your ass, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Yeah,
I
I'd
don't
like.
think any celebrities out there that would box me though, man. They're all too much pretty. They're all too pretty. You know what I mean? Because I will leave them scarred. Wah!
I'd like to see someone talk tough and try to though. That would be a great fight to see.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? They all talk tough, and I'm not talking about celebrities. You know what I mean? Because I got a lot of celebrity friends, so to speak, and just saying that makes me feel like a celebrity. But I really don't have any celebrity friends. I just know their phone numbers and I prank call them. But they're my friends. But in all actuality, you know, a lot of people talk shit and they don't back it up. You ever seen like a school fight that goes on where one guy pushes the guy, and the other guy pushes him, and then both of them throw their arms up wide open like a spread eagle, like saying, "Hey, hit me anywhere." I'm not that guy. The second their mouth looks like it's about to Twitter flap, I crack that shit to the back of their head.
Yeah, very fast.
Yes, that's how I am. But I love kids, and I love doing the right thing, and I love, you know, animals and spirits and stuff. And Jesus,
You're
but
very
anyway,
passionate.
Yes, but I'll fuck somebody up. Yo.
So you said you've prank called celebrities. What's your favorite celebrity prank call you've done?
It had to be what's that guy's name? Jim Franco? Not Franco. Wait, what's his name, man? It was with Gil. Well, first I got Gilbert Godfrey. It was on live on Facebook.
James
Rob-
Franco?
James Franco, yes.
Cool.
Prank calling James Franco is the greatest prank call, and it might not have been content-wise, but accomplishment-wise, how I got his phone number. I contacted his old publicist, and I don't want to say her name, Amy. Sorry, excuse me. I contacted his old publicist, and she is devoted to not giving out any of her celebrity contacts' phone numbers. However, I'm a motherfucking genius. So I called her up. I was like, hi, Amy, it's Jennifer Delia. Wait, not Al Capone, Jesus Christ. Al Pacino. Hey, Amy, what's up? It's Al Pacino's publicist, Jennifer Delia. How are you? And she's like, hi, how are you? Not wanting to be mistaken of not knowing Al Pacino's publicist. Needless to say, I have no idea who Al Pacino's fucking publicist is, but I just made it up. And she went with it. She's like, hey, how can I help you? I was like, well, listen, James is being requested, and Al would like to do it a little unorthodox. He would like to talk to James himself. So we don't want to go through his current publicist because we know that the current publicist is an asshole, and we know that you used to be James's publicist. She's like, yeah, I was. Now Al Pacino wants him. Yes, he wants him for a small movie role. He will be paid, standard scale pay. However, and I mean, I did my research on like the lingo of movie theaters and movie talkers or whatever the fuck. They get scale pay or they get above scale and this and that. Make a long story short, I tricked the shit out of this girl and they gave me a cell phone number. And then I called him up, and I was on some like, maybe I should just become friends with him and, not prank him and not humiliate him and tell him who I am and he'll work with me. But yeah, it didn't work, and I screwed the whole thing up. I called him up and just told him who I was, and hey, man, I was gonna prank call you, but I decided. He's like, yeah, I can't help you, man. I'm like, you fucking dick. You fucking dick. No. It's on my Facebook. You can see it, man. You just go to my Facebook and do a search of James Franco, and you'll see. First, I called Gilbert Godfrey, which was a fucking. It's funny as shit. I still call him to this day and say, hey, Gilbert, how you doing? And he's just outrageously, and I'm like, I know that's not your real voice. So, but yeah,
You've gotten in trouble doing a prank. I heard your story on that.
Have I ever? Yeah, Hooters, big shout out to the Hooters wings. It tastes like shit. I'm sorry, they taste like peanut butter. Who the hell wants to eat a chicken tastes like peanut butter while looking at some girl's orange Oompa Loompa ass? Get out of here. Sorry, yeah, Hooters sued me. Yep, and they had a cease and desist order on calling them, but it didn't stop me from saying their name. So I found the loophole. Yeah, I prank called the shit out of them. Supposedly, I cost them $14,000 in a night. Now, I don't think all the Hooters girls together as prostitutes would make $14,000 in a night, let alone selling their shit-ass chicken wings. Sorry.
I've never had
the Hooters girls. No, they're beautiful, and I have nothing against them, for real. It's not the Hooters girls. It was their steroided out tough guy manager that, didn't like to play a joke, and he didn't like nothing that I said or did. So it's like, hey, I'll protect my Hooters girls because I want to, I'm a pervert on all of them. Yeah, it was pretty shitty.
And you even called the White House, right?
Oh yes, yeah. That was back in the day off a radio station, and I got a lot of trouble for that. And when I tell you a lot of trouble, oh my God, did I mention I got in a lot of trouble for that? I was live on the radio, and they're like letting me go ham at it. They're like, prank call anybody you want. Mainly our listeners, when they call in, just answer it and prank them. And I'm thinking, all right, yeah, it's going good. Oh, hey caller, what's your name? What's your favorite radio station? Yada yada yada. I'm like, I gotta step it up. Let me call the White House. And they're looking at me like making the throat cutting symbol. No, don't do it. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I just got the green light. 411. Hi, thank you for calling Directory Assistance. How can I help you? I'm looking for the number of the United States White House. Try it, people. You really can get the number to the United States White House in Washington, D.C., and you'll get somebody that answers the phone. Honestly, I encourage you all to try it if you want to go to jail. I called them up, and this was around the time when Clinton, was it Clinton or Bush? Same douchebags. Let me see which one, Clinton or Bush. Let's just call him Plush. The president that was in at the time, it was around a time of kind of terrorism. It's not a real funny subject. In fact, it's not funny at all. But somehow I managed to try and pull humor out of it, which is even sicker. And they answered the phone. Hi, United States White House. How can I help you? I said, do me a favor. Put Bush on the phone. No, it was Clinton. Put Clinton on the phone. I'm sorry, sir. The president doesn't get on the phone. You can email so-and-so, and you can do this and do that. I said, oh, yeah? Well, if he don't get on the phone, this thing's going to explode right in his face. Excuse me, sir? I said, you heard what I said. Put him on the phone. Sir, did you just make a terroristic threat? I said, no, I have a business proposition, and I don't want it to blow up in his face bigger. I want him to be involved. Oh, sir, it sounded like you were making a terroristic threat. I'm sorry. I said, no, you're not as sorry as you're going to be, and as sorry as his family's going to be if you don't put Clinton on the phone right now, lady. Excuse me, sir? I said, you heard me. His family's going to suffer if I don't talk to him right now. Sir, you just made a terroristic threat to the president's family. I said, no, you Mama Luke, what are you talking about? I mean, in other words, if he doesn't go with me on this business proposition, his family's going to suffer because they're going to starve from hunger. What are you talking about? Terroristic threats. Are you crazy, lady? He goes, oh, my God, sir, you came in. Anyway, make a long story short, it went on and on, all this terroristic threat innuendo, which I would never do, and kind of did. And, yeah, I definitely did. But, you know, and then it went nowhere after that. A day later, I'm getting ready to go to the radio station and a phone rings. No, actually I was off and the phone rang. Shane, we need you to come down here right away. I'm like, okay, yeah. Am I supposed to, you want me to cover somebody's air shift? No, you're not going to be working here anymore. I'm like, what the fuck? Just get down here. So I get on my motorcycle and I fly down to B98.5 at Jersey Shore's #1 hit music station in Manahawkin, New Jersey. Check the validity of the call too, and they all remember it. And I get down there, and the Mike Kaplan, who was the program director at the time, he says, come in here right now. And there's all these suits around. I'm thinking, oh, what the fuck did I do? And then I just realized, wait a minute, just the other day, I prank called the fucking White House live on the radio. Yeah, Shane, they need any recordings you have, anything, they need everything. I'm like, what are you talking about? They need everything. You did it. What do you mean I did it? I said, I mean, you recorded it, didn't you? Yeah, I did. I'm not giving that to them. Make a long story short, the FBI was there and they just, grilled me. You know, you made terroristic threats. I said, no, I didn't. And I was a smart ass. My pops hung out with Joey. My father hung out with the best of the best. Chuck Ferruta Jr. out of Philadelphia. All of these big time attorneys that defended Nicky Scarfo and these guys. I said, no, I didn't. I said, what are you talking about? No, I had a business proposition. It wasn't even a prank call. I was dead serious. I wanted to talk to Clinton. I got fired from that radio station. Yeah.
But would you do it again?
Yo, hell, man, I'm getting ready to go do a show there in about a week. Yeah, that was years ago. They love me now.
Good
my
for
prank
you.
calls 10 times better. You know what I mean? Clinton's still a douchebag, but my calls got better. Go figure.
What made you want to do prank calls?
Cutting class.
Yeah.
Cutting class and realizing I could be my mom anytime I want. All I had to do was put on her panties and her bra. No, actually, I just did her voice. But, a lot of people envisioned me in panties and a bra while I did the voice, which is kind of weird and really pretty sick. I started cutting class at an early age. I said, you know what? I'm going to cut class. I didn't even know I could do voices. Had no idea. I decided to cut class one day, and I come back to class the next day, and nobody found me. Nobody caught me cutting, so I started cutting that period every single day. Needless to say, I failed that period, and I can't understand why. I wasn't even there to get a failing grade, which is even weirder. So my teacher comes up to me and says, Shane, you cut my class today. I said, what do you mean you cut your class? I said, no, I didn't. I came in late. He goes, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to call your mom today at 3:30. I'm thinking in my head, well, I'm a latchkey kid. You ain't going to get mom. You ain't going to get dad. And I definitely didn't put their work numbers down on the contact card. So go ahead, call. And then I'm thinking, wait a minute. They did call my mom one time at work. Fuck. So 3 o'clock run comes, 3:30 gets off. I get off at a school bus, run to the house. The phone's already ringing. La, 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 la. Like, fuck. La, 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 la. And it's one of them old school phones like that, too. That's my version of it. La, 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 la. Hello? Hey, Shane, it's Mr. Carson. Where's your mom? And I'm thinking, fuck. She's in the shower. Yeah, she's in the shower, but I can have her. I'll wait. I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean you'll wait? Just put the phone down on the counter and I'll wait. Think, how's this douchebag know I have a counter? But no, wait a minute. Even more important, he'll wait? I said, okay, hold on. Now I'm thinking, holy shit. I can't pretend to be my dad because my voice was squeaky and high-pitched like a little bitch. You know what I mean? And I definitely, well, I guess I got to try and be my mom. I kind of favored her voice with my little non-puberty, pubescent ass. So I said, all right, hold on, Mr. Carson. And it just hit me. I'm like, fuck it. Hey, Ma. Mr. Carson, hold on. Mom.
Yes.
Mr. Carson's on the phone.
Who is it?
Mr. Carson?
Okay, let me see the phone.
Wait, hold on, Mom.
Give me the phone.
Here.
Hello?
And it just fucking hit me. He's like, hi, Mrs. Coyle, how are you? It's your son's science teacher, Mr. Carson. He's been pretty bad lately.
Oh, he has.
Yeah, he's been cutting my class on a regular basis.
That stupid little fuck.
Well, no, ma'am, I wouldn't call him stupid.
Oh, no, it's okay. Me and my husband, we actually make fun of his disability.
He has disabilities?
Yeah, he's just really stupid. Like, we don't have any medical reason to make fun of him, but, you would think he has medical disabilities.
Well, no. I don't want to say that about him. I mean, he's actually a bright boy.
No, he's stupid.
Okay, well,
So what do you want me to do?
I don't know, ma'am. What the fuck do you want me to And he's, I don't know, maybe chastise him a little bit, punish him. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that gives me a good idea. So what I'll do is as soon as I hang up the phone with you, I'll heat a fork up on the stove and I'll burn the back of his fucking neck. Goodbye.
Yo, I'm telling you, the phone's ringing off the hook. La 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 la, Slick. La 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 la, Mom, get off of me, Slick. I go into class the next day. I'm wearing a turtleneck. It's the 1990s, I had a badass turtleneck with a Atlanta Falcons Hulk on it, and I didn't even know what football was. My sports were punching people and, well, punching people. Had Atlanta Falcons white turtleneck on, like I got the back of my neck burnt and I'm trying to hide it, and I even threw a limp in there for good measure. I'm limping down the fucking classroom, and Mr. Karsh comes up to me. He's like, hey, Shane, can I talk to you, buddy? Like, what the fuck do you want? I didn't say what the fuck. I said, what do you want, man? You already got me in enough trouble. Oh, well, they'd like to talk to you down in the office. I'm thinking, hell yeah, I'm getting out of class some more. Fuck it. I start walking down the hallway. I lose the limp. I drop the turtleneck. I'm getting to the office in the hallway. There's this big panel window, and I'm like, man, why do they have the cops in the office? Oh, this is little old lady that says Child Protective Services. Holy shit, is that my mom? And she's crying. And why is my dad yelling? Oh, wow, this is going to be bad. I walk in. First one to come up to me was the cop. Son, how are you? Can I see the back of your neck? I was like, yeah, it was me, man. There's nothing. Son, let me see the back of your neck. Yeah, it was me. There's nothing. It was me. Don't blame yourself, son. It's not your fault. A lot of kids get put in these positions. It's not your fault. And he walks away, and I'm thinking, fuck, I just tried to tell him it was me. Then comes up the little old lady.
Hello, dear. How are you? Can I see the back of your neck?
Yeah, ma'am, little old lady, it was me.
What's that, dear? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you upset, honey?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
It's all right, dear. We're here for you.
Okay, but you don't have to be. It was me, ma'am.
Sweetheart, it's not your fault. Your mother's going to be in a lot of trouble, dear. Don't blame yourself.
Now I'm thinking, holy shit, my mom's going to jail for burning my neck, and she didn't burn my neck. I didn't like the way she grounded me last week. Maybe I should just let it happen. No, I can't let it happen. Ma'am, it was me.
Honey, I told you don't blame yourself.
You know what? Hell with it.
Excuse me. Hi, I did my mother's voice. It was
I just choked on my own spit. Sorry.
it was me.
Yeah, this little old lady's face shriveled up like a prune. It was already like a dried apricot. It started looking like a prune. And then the cop starts cracking up laughing. My dad's laughing. My mom's swinging at me, trying to smack the shit out of me. Needless to say, I got suspended out of school for a half a month, 15 days. Longest suspension in history of Southern Regional High School. And I was a celebrity when I came back. Every one of my friends, bro, you do voices? Let me hear the mom voice.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you?
I'll do the little old lady.
Hello, dear. How are you?
You know what? Let's go to the payphone and you call my mom and do our science teacher. Pretend to be Mrs. Ball. Tell her I'm doing good. I'm like, all right, hell yeah, let's go. We go to the payphone. They drop in their quarter. It was 35 cents at the time. Phone's ringing. Hello?
Hi, Mrs. Miller. It's Virginia Ball, your son's science teacher. How are you?
Oh, what did he do?
Well, that's just it. He's actually going to be tutoring students today.
He's going to be tutoring?
Yes.
Oh, he's getting a tutor?
No, we've actually hired him on as the tutor. He's doing a wonderful job.
But he has an F.
That's the thing. Don't worry about the grades. I assure you, at the end of the year, he will pass.
Oh, that's great. And $10, $10, $10. Every kid that wanted it for me to call their mom, give me $10 every single time. It was great. It's like, man, fuck, if I could make $10 a student calling people's parents, I wonder how much I could make if I pretended to be Bank of America looking for PIN numbers. And needless to say, that was a road I didn't really want to go down, but I did, and it was very short-lived. And yeah, I started prank calling people at that point instead of conning people. But I did a little of both. Go figure.
Right. What did you do while you were suspended?
Oh, 15 days with my father, laughing, doing prank calls with my dad. My dad's like, son, the voice is freaking amazing. My mom's cooking dinner. Shut up. Stop encouraging him. My dad's like, no, don't worry. Watch this. He's going to call this guy and say, is your car for sale?
Hey, what's up? How are you? You still in the car, asshole?
I mean, they were childish pranks, but they were pranks with me and my dad. They were freaking great. You know what I mean? It was
Those are like
cool.
cherished memories.
Yeah, man, beyond belief. The greatest prank caller of all time was my dad, man, and I'm him reincarnated.
That's
So he was a
awesome.
big part of your pranks then.
Hell yeah.
That's
And,
awesome.
and the best thing is, he supported all of it. My dad got me my own telephone line in my room, a cassette deck recorder, and all kinds of stuff. I got some of the pranks from when I was a kid, and let me tell you, they're funny as hell. Just to hear my little raspy voice doing a female. For some reason, though, the female voice always stayed the same. Back then, it sounded exactly like it does now. So it's literally a third vocal cord that I have. I don't know.
That's amazing, though.
That's awesome.
And I was watching some YouTube videos on your G's to Gents.
Oh, God, here we go.
A lot of people in the comments, though, have rooted for you and wanted you to.
Yeah, I was a freaking con artist. I brought energy to that show. That show was legitimately trying to turn people that really weren't gangsters into gentlemen. So it was like turning wannabe gangsters into wannabe gentlemen. It was kind of weird. I took the whole thing as a game. I'm like, yo, this is like Survivor, right? I got to come on here and like get these guys to all fight each other and fight them. They're like, no, you really got to try to change. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. Let me try and get this money and get out of here. But it was cool. It really was. After a while, 72 days of filming, it was like, yo, man, I just want to get home to my daughter. So boot me out. Put up my torch with her. Drop the black bull. Whatever the hell you got to do. Other than that, I'm going to cost some more hell. So you guys better get rid of me. And they did.
Yeah, and I mean, look at you now. You were just on Inside Edition. How was that?
Hell yeah. That was cool. Inside Edition was pretty badass. It was like the biggest 15-minute interview I've ever had in my life. They literally wrapped that whole thing up in 15 minutes. I was like, holy shit, man. My buddy Steve, who's the reporter for that, man, he's good. Real good. Steve Fabian, I believe.
How's it your experience been behind the scenes of Dr.phil and then Inside Edition? Like, what have you taken from it?
Well, I stole this nice camera. It's badass. Oh, you mean like what have I taken? Nah, it's been an experience. I mean, I've been in front of the TV before. I've been behind the camera before. So really, it's just perfecting my craft because comedy is my life, and motivation is my movement. You know what I mean? I'm motivatingly being comedic, and in a sense of using every bit of this exposure and that exposure just to make sure that the next step that I do and the next camera I get in front of is a positive one. Because honestly, I've been down the negative road before. I did 4 years in prison. I did the con moves over the phone. I did the ripping people off. I did all of that shit. I did the drugs. I did the nightlife. I did the entertainment world of night. Now it's time to bring it into the day and bring it into the light, stay with recovery, and just really be positive. And I'm trying to be a role model for my children, which, you know, and their friends, my children's friends and their friends and their friends. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if you leave a lasting impression on someone that makes you not want to be seen again, then it's not an impression. It's really a destruction. So now I'm trying to leave impressions that are actually not impulsive. I'm trying to leave impressions that are impressive. You know what I mean? And that's the God's honest truth. So the Dr. Phil show, as you guys see on the show, and you know, you being there, Gina, you seen, I went into that thing with a total different attitude. Everybody thought I was going to swing off on this guy and go nuts on that one. And really, I just brought positivity because that's really what fuels my fire now. And it's not even a fire, it's a glow. You know what I mean? Being clean, being sober, I glow now. I don't fuel flame.
Exactly. And
Awesome, bro.
Thank you, man.
so what's inspired you at this point?
You know, I'm really inspired. I'm inspired a lot by Trent Shelton. And I think that's only because he's doing it bigger than I am. You know, he's doing it bigger than I am until I get hurt. So Trent, watch out. No, Trent Shelton really, he's a motivator and he's a mover and he speaks right from the heart and nothing is scripted the way I am. I'm a freestyle Eminem of prank calls. You know what I mean? Any calls you ever hear me do, they're not thought out. They're not planned. They're just done. And anytime I get on doing motivational speaking or stream of consciousness, it's all on the spot, like right away, like boom, 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 boom. Even on stage, when I get on stage to do a comedy show, I don't write shit. So the inspiration is really the guys like Robin Williams that could pull it out of their hat and just throw it against the wall and it always sticks. It's like they threw their jokes at flypaper and it got stuck on every time. You know, that's my inspirations. Robin Williams, the greats, man. Richard Pryor, you know, Trent Shelton, and it's kind of weird I put him up there with those two, but he's a motivational speaker. Tony Robbins, definitely, of course. Vance LeDrew, Con Kieran.
George Carlin, what about people like that?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. And, you know, and it really is because we speak as a realist. I speak from the heart. I don't speak from the mind. And actually, you know what? I should rephrase that. I speak from the heart first and the mind second. You know, a lot of people speak from the lips and from their mind. You know, very rarely do you hear anything come out of my mouth that hasn't been beaten in my heart for a time before. So when I say I don't write anything or think anything out, I really don't. I feel what I say, and I feel it really, really deep. You know, for the longest time, I never did that. I would speak before I even felt my own heartbeat or before I even felt passionate about things. And I no longer do that. Now when I speak, I have something to say and it's worth saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can see that in your live videos on Facebook. It's
Hell yeah.
it's there. You
Thank
really
you.
have it, and you're good at that.
Yeah, I freaking love you, Gina. You know damn well, man, me and you go so far way back. Like, honestly, like, you know damn well, man, fucking, I was a douchebag, I think, back in the day. And I was like, yeah, let's do something. And I was so caught up on how many likes do I have? How many shares? Oh, shit. I don't have nowhere to, hey, I'll call you back. I'm getting likes and shares. Now, you know what? You know what matters to me? As long as I like it and I share it, then it's all that rocks, you know?
Good for you.
So
I have a question for you. You are really into music. Do you plan on doing music?
Oh yeah. How did you know that? How did you know that?
Your live videos, you speak about these girls in a very positive way that you are trying to help out, I think, right?
Hell yeah, absolutely. I've been working on quite a few projects. In fact, they'll probably be debuted by the time this is rocking, you know, rocking around. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff. I like to sing, believe it or not. I do voices, for Christ's sakes. You put me in a karaoke room and I'll kill it. But I don't do that publicly, openly, and I could flow. When I say flow, I don't like to say I'm a rapper, because I'm not. You know, Eminem is a rapper, and he's the only one out there along with MGK and all those guys. But, you know, you give me some spoken word and a fucking violin, deep percussion or something in the background, man, I'll put some fucking, some twit on it, or some wit, not twit. Twit would be dumb. I mean, I was thinking Twitter, because people are blasting me on Twitter right now because of my homeboy Aaron Carter.
Oh, you want to talk about what happened there or no?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll just say I support Aaron Carter. I love Jenna. You know, and the fact that Jenna's being very professional about everything is amazing. And I'll say right now, people are probably wondering, like, wait, what did he just say? Did he just say something about the New Kids Backstreet? No, I didn't. What I said was Aaron Carter, and he's a man that's actually suffered through depression, addiction, and demise by trolls, and he's being bashed nonstop. So a good friend of mine has actually come to his aid, and she actually got me to go to battle with these scumbag trolls for him, and I've been doing it. And you know, they're trying to bash me, but there isn't anything anybody could do that hasn't already been done to me. I'm fucking Teflon. Like, you cannot affect me, no matter what. And it's not a challenge, but if you want to take it as a challenge, anybody, by all means, put your hand out. I'll slap it down. No gloves, no fucking bell. I promise I cannot be touched online. Like, there's nothing they could do that they haven't already done to me that won't fucking get backfired right in their face. And that's what I'm trying to teach Aaron Carter, you know, Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys' brother. I'm trying to teach him, like, no matter what, bro, if you let them affect you, they affect you. If you don't let them affect you, they only affect themselves by not being able to affect you. That's really the message, you know? And it's a sin, because he's going through a lot of family problems and, you know, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of shit like that. And, you know, I'm sure he's got his things that he's done too. But the thing is, the man is reaching out, trying to end it and trying to stop the negativity. And it just keeps on going at him. And I know that feeling. I mean, you remember when I got thousands of trolls going at me, they damn sure went at me hardcore. But you know what? I'm still here. I'm still standing. And where
I think something that it well describes what you went through online is war zones. I mean, you were battling things that you didn't even know what was going on. Like, it was insane how much stuff came in front of you and you took on. But I'm glad that you are where you are now. And
thank you. That means the world to me. You know, and it says a lot. It really does. Like, one thing that I'm able to do without an egotistical sense is I'm able to be proud of myself, because you know what? I did in the hardest of times, man, during my father's paralyzation and his stroke. And, you know, we had scumbags coming at us and calling my father in the hospital and harassing my dad, who just had a Pontine stroke in the brainstem, and, you know, sending things to my house, sending boxes of shit, literally cat shit or dog shit or whatever it was. And I found out who they were, and they got doused with it, man. I had fucking 10 people going. I mean, I did retaliate a lot, but then I learned retaliation isn't the key. You know, it's really not the key, man. It was just, it had to be fucking ended by me ending it. Like, the only way a troll or an online hater, or as I call them, cyber bullies, affect you is if you let them affect you, or if you let them see that they affect you. There were
Facts.
many, many dark nights of the soul where the opposite end of traffic looked really good to me many times. I lost a multi-million-dollar deal with Mark Wahlberg and Archie Gibbs from Unrealistic Media. I had a holding deal with them, and it was great. It was going to be $1 million deal, more than $1 million deal. And I kind of ruined that myself, too, by mentioning it all the time. And my haters taking sound clips every time I said Mark Wahlberg, every time I said money or anything, and they pieced it all together and sent it to his lawyers nonstop, harassing them. And that's what caused me to lose that deal. And that really was like the dark night of my soul, because I had already told my kids, Daddy made it. And when you, as a parent, tell your children they're going to be successful because Daddy's successful and then Daddy fails, it really hits you hard, and it hits you like a ton of bricks. And there was no pain that I could ever describe even worse than that. Even, losing my father, it was nothing. It was like I literally failed myself, so I thought. But in all actuality, it made me stronger. It made me want it even more. It made me go even harder at it. And it made me literally realize that, you know what? People are cruel. People are definitely downright disastrously devilish. But then I started digging in like, yo, man, let me see what the hell these people are about. And seeing that, you know what? A paradigm shift was in due. I see that these people that are going at me, they got their own problems as well. Rather than relegate that back and use that as a weapon, man, I befriended so many of them. And I said, man, look, I know you're going through a family sickness. I know you're going through this as well, man. And I'm sorry that you're going at me. But look, man, let's focus on your problem and try to help you. And it worked because it really was how I felt. I came passionate rather than rational, irrational. And it really spoke in volumes, and it did. And every one of my haters, and I can honestly proudly say 95% of my haters are now friends. And it really opened my eyes up to the reality of humanity itself. Humanity itself is something that is so grave and so freaking vilely fragile that it just takes the human mind one split second to snap or switch, and suicidal tendencies become one's nature. And when someone has suicidal tendencies, it's a split second that causes that death to happen. And you've got to really, really look at each individual person's life as a whole and as a possible suicidal tendency, because you know what? It really does exist, and it's a shame. And I know because I actually was one of those people. I was suicidal very bad, and and it was a dark night, and many, 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 many problems packed on problems, unpacked on problems. So I look at people differently, whether they're good, bad, ugly, beautiful. It doesn't matter. I see people as people, whether they're going at me or going at someone else. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I might go at somebody like a motherfucker, but at the end of the day, there isn't an enemy I know that I haven't been able to shake their hand. And that's ultimately what I'd like to do with Aaron Carter's people, all the haters that he has. I'd like to, and I've been already converting them. They're already going and apologizing to Aaron because of the words and the knowledge that he's speaking, because it's the truth. This is a man that is suffering through massive amounts of family turmoil, and other people are latching onto it just to get their name heard. So you want your name heard, so why don't you come and apologize to the man and see what's actually going on in his life, and you might have what's called humanity compassion. And it's really, really, it's shedding a bright, bright light. And I like shedding light rather than creating darkness. I'm good at it. I'm not.
You really are. Exactly. And I'll link the suicide hotline in the description below, because I know people deal with that daily. And something that I posted today was empathy. People should really think about empathy, the ability to step into the shoes of another person, aiming to understand their feelings and perspectives, and to use that understanding to guide our action. Just think about that before you throw out crazy comments at someone.
That is beautiful, for real. And you won't ever see me ripping on somebody's looks, or you won't see it. Like I challenge anybody to look and see where I've ripped on anyone's looks or anything like that. Now, maybe in my past I may have, but anything from 87 days ago to today, you're not going to see anything negative out of my mouth. Now, you might see me talk some shit like, yeah, okay, asshole, don't worry, I'm watching you. You watching me? I might say some shit. I might play the game a little while, but all it is to rile the beehive to find out who the queen bee is. Because once you get to the queen bee, all the other bees fall in line. And that's what's happening now with Aaron Carter. I've got all of his bees swarming, and they're swarming hardcore, and I'm putting a cork in the nest so they can't go back and lay their fucking eggs and feed their fucking young. You know what I mean? They're not gonna hatch any more stingers on my dog, Aaron Carter. It's not gonna happen. It's not.
If anyone can help in that kind of situation, it's definitely you. He found the right troll slayer to help him with these trolls.
Amen. And ultimately, I'd like them all to become friends of his, because the man is an ingeniously talented musician, and those talents that are God-given, the music, the fucking speaking, the athleticism, all of that stuff that's God-given gets muffled when things of humanity become ugly. And it's like, damn, man, I don't want to see this great talent get laid to rest like Robin Williams was, or like, you know, Chris Farley or any of these guys, because that's very likely. It really is. In the entertainment business, people don't realize your life is in the spotlight. So when people start shining negativity on your life, it's amplified like the fucking sun's day glow. It really is. Exactly. And I know that firsthand. You know what I mean? Like there's millions of drug addicts out there, but it's tweeted and passed around that I'm a drug addict and a bad father, and I'm not. But the fact is, you know, the people that are doing it, they're just as much as drug addicts or bad people, just the same that they say I am, or that Aaron Carter is, or that Jenna is, or that, you know, I mean, it's really a full circle that needs to be cut off at the end and turned into a square, because it needs to stop short at the corner and they need to turn the right way. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine what we could accomplish with more people being positive and helping each other?
Oh my God. You know, and that's what's wrong with the world today. You know, I'm not somebody to say what's wrong with anything, but I could tell you the world that I live in is not a perfect world. And unfortunately, so many people in humanity and society are looking for perfection, and it's not out there. It's not out there. Perfection's not out there. What is out there is strife, grief, you know, famine, harsh details of life that are fucking real in every single person's culture, that our cultures are so dominantly different, yet their emotions are exactly the same. So we could come together as people and realize that, yo, cultures are never going to be the same. Ethnicities are not going to be the same. They're going to clash. Racism is real. Subconscious racism is real. Just ethnicity and religion alone. So why not understand that all of those different categorized characteristics have the exact same emotions of love, fear, hate, sadness, happiness, excitement, all of those things that can be wrapped up into one and created their own definition of humanity in itself. So many people forget that, and so many people don't even look at that. But I do. I truly do. I think the Buddhists have it best, that everybody deserves peace, love, joy, and happiness. It's just those that are willing to give it, they get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's facts. And that's really deep-rooted topic that you touched on, that, you know, it's so real, and especially in today's society and the online and everything that we have in the palm of our hands, it's so easy to be hateful, but it's also so easy to be nice.
Hell yeah, it is. And you know what? The worst part about it is everybody has, not everybody, but majority of the people that you see that are stepping out of their character, that are being nice or being giving or being loving, it's questioned. So automatically the negativity is arised from the question at hand. So people wonder, are they being real or are they being fake? When really it should just be looked at as, hey, this is how this person is at the moment. So accept it for the moment, because that moment might switch up tomorrow. So if you can accept everyone at their happiness, at their best at that moment, whether it's real or fake, you actually accepted happiness. And that person might get used to your acceptance. Therefore, the happiness and acceptance that are coincide, they create fucking friendship. And it's the God's honest truth. You know what I mean? I look for that in everybody that I meet, everybody that I speak to. Even if they're speaking at me sideways, I try to find it.
Yeah, if you ever want to start your own podcast, let us know. We'll help you get started. We'll guide you in the right direction. Yeah, you just have a voice for it, and you're very motivational and inspiring. And what you just said is a great thing to touch on. It's so real and so true.
Yo, you know what? I forgot what I said, so if you guys can play it back for me.
We'll clip it and we'll put it on our Instagram.
Hell yeah, that'd be badass.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
I said we definitely will.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's a story of betrayal that you have that you feel comfortable talking about?
I'll tell you what. I dated this girl, and this is something that's haunted me for years, and I've actually made amends with her, which is a beautiful fucking thing. Her name is Robin. She had 2 Porsche 911 Carreras. My family was going through the darkest time of money and struggle and everything like that. And I was just a downright dirty fucking drug addict scumbag that I made this woman fall in love with me, knowing at the end of the day, she was a caring, giving person, an amazing woman that would give the shirt off her back. And a couple of times she did. Oh, man. I was young. I was stupid. I was greedy, and I was narcissistic. This woman was going through a divorce. She looked to me for comfort. And I speak freely about this because in my therapy sessions, I speak fluently. I could speak about anything that I've ever done negative because I did it in active addiction. And I never really got a chance to live my reality and live the best life that I'm living right now, which is sobriety. But this woman, I made her fall in love with me. I created this facade of love for her and protection against her ex-husband that she was going through a divorce with, and she was worried about her assets. I was after her assets, which were 2 Porsche 911 Carreras. And what I did, and I can say this openly and freely because I did make a beautiful amends with this woman. It was her fear that he was going to get both Porsches. So I said, well, why don't you put one of the Porsches in my name? This way he can't take it. Knowing in the back of my head what I was going to do. And, you know, without even having to say, you could guess what happened. It was one morning I woke up after she put the Porsche in my name. I said I was going to get McDonald's for both of us, and I never came back. And I sold the Porsche. And it took me almost 12 years to make amends with that. And honestly, it was probably the dirtiest, downright despicable thing I could have ever done to any human being in life. And honestly, it brings tears to my eyes today, even just thinking about it, because that woman was a special woman. She was an amazing woman, and she still is. And I'm proud to say that I have spoken to her. But I'm getting to the point where I'm coming up in the world, both publicly and financially, is coming up real soon. And I will make that clever amends economically, you know, to her as well, because there is money owed there. And even though she says no, she doesn't want it, let me tell you something, it's coming, you know. And that was the ultimate betrayal, you know.
I'm a Porsche freak, so I gotta ask you, was it an
was
it an air cooled or a water cooled Porsche?
Yeah, it was air cooled. It was beautiful, bro. For real, it was a 911 turbo Targa top.
Oh, was it a 930 turbo Targa?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Right away, bro.
Oh yeah, that's a very desirable car.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I grew up with 911s until I was 9.
Yeah,
I brought all motors in the rear.
And, you know, in all honesty, in all actuality, I have remorse, and I have, you know, total humility in the fact that I definitely admitted what I've done, and she could have had me thrown in jail time and time again over it, even now to this date. Actually, statute of limitations saved me, so but no, I got to be a dick every now and then. But she's an amazing woman, and like I said, I'm coming up really, really fast publicly, and I'm, you know, with public decency, I guess, and notoriety and actual reality comes the ability to take care. God says he will provide for you should you do in his will. And that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's one of the strongest things that you could do is forgive someone in, you know, especially in something that, you know, could affect somebody. So, you know, that's really awesome of her to forgive you. And then you guys have that relationship you have today, and that'll be a long-lasting relationship. Is when you forgive someone for something that they did in the past, I feel like they don't ever want to wrong you again. It becomes even a stronger bond.
Well, I don't know. She's got a Lamborghini now, and I'm working on it. I'm just kidding. God.
You see him on the news just driving the Lamborghini.
Tonight on the 5 o'clock news, man steals Lamborghini after dating for, well, 20 years. Nah, you know, it's a sin, because that's just one of many, many things that I've done wrong in my past. And, you know, if we sat here talking about that, I mean, it would be an entire con artist book of fucking reality. And that truth book is not one that I can really even open up, because I've done so much wrong in my life that it's going to take a lifetime or two to make up for it. But I have nothing but time. Time is now on my side. I'm no longer behind a wall with concrete fucking mattresses and razor wire barriers, you know what I mean? So time is on my side, and I'm making the best use out of it, the way somebody and everybody should, you know?
That's awesome, bro.
You've spent a lot of time, I mean, literally blood, sweat, and tears into what you have been doing with your Facebook page and building it. I've watched you get ran over by a car from, you know, you've been so open with everything, even when you lost your father, and you came on and you were open and talked about that, like the emotional sides of you, the fun sides of you, and the most realist sides of you are on there. So how has it been building that Facebook platform?
It's a work in progress, because for every good thing you do, the devil's going to put 10 bad things in front of you and try to knock you down. And I'm aware of that. You know, being aware of my surroundings is something I never was before. And I was never hesitant, because I thought I was invincible. So I was always full force. And that's probably why my page built so much while I was in toxicity, because I didn't care about consequences, people, places, or things. Now I'm trying to build a page of quality, of consciousness, and positivity. So it's a lot slower now, but believe me, it's a lot stronger now. You know, my
Impactful,
numbers
right?
my numbers aren't rising as fast as they could be. If I wanted to, I could get a fucking million views tomorrow. But at what cost? At whose fucking expense? At, you know, at what benefit? And really, I don't look to benefit from anything anymore. I look to benefit others. And that's the God's honest truth. You know, and I'm no longer doing it to be the people pleaser and, hey, look what I can give away. Look what I can give away. If you notice, I haven't given away shit in God knows how long, but I've gotten so much more. I've gotten true relationships, friendships, and honest activity that's in recovery. And the biggest response to my page are the people in recovery and their families who deal with addiction, you know, as a family member or loved one, both lost and current. And it's at a steady pace. And I want it to stay that way. Because if you start getting too big too fast, that's when you really start realizing you're not doing something right. You know, if you get too big too fast, you lose it too fast. But if you get big enough to where you can still step and you're not stepping your own way, man, you better believe you could actually walk side by side with the people rather than in front of them or behind them, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Do you still teach Chihuahua Crazy?
I haven't, because that was something that I think at some point in time I might have said I made up, and but that was a movement that my daughter taught me when she came home from grammar school when she was little, and I didn't remember where I learned it. But that's a woman, and I forget her name. I got to get back with her because I did leave her many messages. Chihuahua Crazy is something amazing. It really is. And I want to actually team up with the woman that created it. And I know I can because it's been presented and accepted, but I was in active addiction. So it was like in one ear out the other. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
But it is something that's, you know, that's very beneficial to children.
Yeah,
You know?
I remember it to this day, and you started teaching that.
Hell
what,
yeah. I think
years
I'm going to
ago.
go back to teaching it. I really am going to go back to teach it because it is so beneficial. And I'll explain for your people what it is. Chihuahua Crazy is a mechanism designed for children to you know, escape child predators or people that are stranger danger, basically. And the concept is in the form of a Chihuahua. Now, everybody thinks of a Chihuahua as this little, cute, innocent little puppy. If your neighbor has a Chihuahua and they invite you over for dinner for the first time, you're going to walk in that house and that little Chihuahua might be sitting there at the door. And you're going to be like, oh my God, look at this little Chihuahua. I could pick it up if I want. I could pet it if I want. Let me lean down and pet it. It's going to go crazy. You're going to back up. You're going to be like, holy shit, I don't want to get bit. Wow, that Chihuahua's crazy. Let me get away. And then boom, you put it in the concept of a child. The child has to get that Chihuahua crazy mentality. If a stranger approaches them walking to the school bus, coming home from the store, even on their front property or their lawn, they have to be that Chihuahua because a predator moves in silence. They move in secrecy and they move in the shadows of darkness. When a child is quiet, if a child doesn't know to scream, make noise at any given stranger, it doesn't matter if it's the mailman or if it's a person coming up that lives across the street. This is not my daddy. This is not my mommy. Somebody help me, please. If that person is not a child predator, trust me, they're going to stick around for the adult to come and see what the racket is. If that person is a child predator, your chances of survival for your child have increased by 50%. The predator is either going to flee or they're going to be noticed by someone else that's going to make them flee or apprehend them. So Chihuahua Crazy really is a movement that needs to be worldwide. And,
it's very useful, yeah. It's very memorable
It's
too.
really
and
cool. I've never even heard of it. That's awesome.
and that's the problem. Like a lot of people, it was back in the 80s. I'm not the 80s. God, man, my daughter in the 80s. So it was back maybe 10, 12 years ago when my daughter was 4 or 5 years old, coming from school, grammar school, elementary school rather, telling me about it. And it was so moving. And it was before I had even social media back then. I think I might have had MySpace. I don't know, you know, which I wish I had that MySpace profile. I had some cool pictures up there. God.
Yeah, me too. I meant to.
I had a Lamborghini Gallardo, the first burnt orange one to ever come out in the state of Florida. I owned it. I owned it badass. Yeah, but I was all bad money, drug money, this money, that money. God. I don't even have a car now.
I have a few last questions for you. What's your biggest regret so far?
My biggest regret, and ultimately, and I can say this 100%, I have two biggest regrets in my life. The first one was taking medication or narcotics or pills or drugs in my life, ever. That was my biggest regret. The second biggest regret was not spending the time that I could have that would have gotten me sober, talking and listening to my dad and my family. You know, those two regrets are the biggest ones in life. And other than that, you know, there's other little things like when I was younger, I wish that like I knew what manscaping was because I wouldn't have lost my high school girlfriend. She's like, "Man, you look like a forest," and I'm like, "What's that mean?" And yeah, I learned what manscaping was, but you know, I can't regret that now because I manscaped.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's ultimately it, man. Narcotics, substance abuse, and not enough quality time with my family in sobriety. And now that I'm sober, you know, my relationship with my family is amazing, and I love my family, and they love me, you know.
Yeah, you're doing amazing. I'm really proud of you and all the steps that
Thank
you've
you.
taken to get to where you are, for sure.
Thank you.
What do your next 5 years look like? Are you the kind of person that plans ahead, or are you just going day by day?
I'm an SOP, seat of the pants person. Like honestly, I know what they look like in my head, but I also know what they're gonna be in my heart. And you know, what's in my heart is what's in my future. What's in my head is just in my head, and that'll come out. You know, it used to be about my head, and my head used to get real big because I never let those thoughts get into my heart. They were just in my head, inflating it. Now I walk around with a normal sized head, no longer a bobblehead, and my heart is pumping real big. So I'm just letting that do the work, and it's coming. It's coming for sure.
That's all I have. I'm really excited that you came on. I'm really thankful that you came on as well.
Anytime, man. For real, you guys, I love you guys, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
anytime
so
that you
much.
want
I
to
love
come on as
listening to
well.
you, bro.
For
Hell
sure.
yeah, man. And Gina, man, for real. And honestly, I'm really praying to God that, you know, we stay, well, obviously we're going to stay in touch. Anytime you ever want me to come on, all you know is I'm a phone call away. I might be like an hour late or 2 hours late, but I promise you, I say I'm going to do something, I always do it. It's
For
just that
sure.
simple.
I respect Shane a lot. I have looked up to Shane. I've always wanted to be a part of his team in some way, no matter what I could do. I wanted to help. Yeah, I wanted to help him always in some kind of way, and it's exciting.
Hell yeah,
It's exciting the stuff that we've been through and what we've accomplished. And
hell yeah, I'll never forget being in the Dr.phil show. They're walking me out of like the celebrity mobile, whatever they drove us up on the back Hollywood studios in, and then walking through the hallway. And I'm like, not knowing who's there, and I see on the door, on the star door, Gina Beck, Dr.phil. I'm like, yes, Gina's here. Can I say hi to her? Can I say hi to her? They're like, no. And I say, Gina, come here. Gave you a big ass hug. I was like, yeah, boy.
Yeah,
They got so mad at me. They're like, you're not supposed to talk to anybody or even know they're here. I was like, you fucking might want to take their names off the doors, you morons. I mean, shit.
I came around the corner and I saw Shane. I was like, can I give him a hug? Can I give him a hug?
Yeah, we just crashed. Boom. And it'll always be that way, Gina, no matter what. It'll always be that way when I see you. I fucking love you, for real. I shouldn't be saying that to somebody. That's my next goal, though. My next goal is to stop cursing.
No, you got to write a book one of these days.
I'm telling you, man.
Everybody go check out his socials. Instagram is Shane Coyle. Wait, Prank Call Mafia Shane?
Yep, Prank Call Mafia Shane. And then on Facebook, it is Shane Coyle's Prank Call Mafia. And I'm making, and then I got the thoughts of Shane Coyle, which is really something I'm going to start embellishing on and really actually starting to do some lives. But the problem is, every time I want to build that page and go motivational, go deep, it's like, damn, I know not a lot of people are going to jump on, so I want to get on my Prank Call Mafia page. And everybody's like, do a prank. I'm like, sometimes I just want to be me. So I'm really going to start kicking up the thoughts of Shane Coyle, you know?
Yep. Consistency is key, and you got it in you. And if you want to check out older stuff, too, you can go check out his YouTube. Everything will be linked at the top of the description below. Thank you guys for listening, subscribing, leaving reviews on our Apple Podcasts, and just being here and listening. Shane supporters.
Thank you.
Shane supporters are the realest. So if you support Shane, I respect you. You guys have been around for a long time. And if you don't support Shane, go support him because he will make you laugh.
Absolutely.
Thank you.